Finally! Took you long enough.
We were a little preoccupied. I see you handled yourself well.
I did.
Well, Jag will be awaiting us under a bed hidden in a room until we're able to get rid of the force field that's holding us in. And I would like to see what is going on under that temple.
Right, and I would like to learn more about whoever hired the Obscura. So, help me pick Scum up. We'll bring her back.
I almost had you.
Yeah, almost did. Not quite. We busted your entire team. You two are the only ones remaining, and we need to get off this island.
And also see what's under that temple.
Yeah, that too.
Ooh, a lot of questions.
Jerusalem kind of looks back to Kaya. He's like, do we have to do this now?
Well, it looks like we can't leave if we don't.
I received a vision from the goddess Sylph about protecting this abbey and save something precious, which I imagine must be the divine artifact that is being protected here.
It looks like there are 2 votes to go down into the catacombs.
Without Vakamsha, do you know if there's anyone particularly in charge of running things here at camp?
Yes, that would be the leader of the cult, Valorous.
Given that we've made it clear that your survival and safety depends on our survival and safety, I think that going to the medical site and getting all of us healed up a little bit more would be the best thing to do before we head in and deal with these cultists.
Sure. We open up on all of you in the courtyard of this abbey. You have murdered a majority of the Obscura. Well, not murdered. You killed the majority of the Obscura, leaving only the Genasi, Scum, Scum and Mirage, who you have restrained. They are all close to death. You're all lightly damaged. Jag is hiding in one of the dormitories. Okay. And you were given the location of some loot, and you wanted to loot everything up here before you tried to figure out how to go down into the catacombs underneath the abbey and pursue Father Valorous and open up the force field that is keeping you all trapped inside. So I think that's everything. I'm going to let you guys take over from here.
Yeah, I think our first plan was to head towards the hospital and see if there were any healing potions or something.
Yeah.
Sure. So you head up to the right side of the chapel past the dormitories. You pass a fairy shrine. And on the other side of the fairy shrine, you see a small parish at the far end, but in front of the parish, there is a small medical building made for an on-site healer and a few of their apprentices. So if you want to go in there, Jerusalem, I'm going to need you to roll a perception check.
Yeah, I will. Absolutely. This is a great start. I got a nat 1.
Oh no!
Okay. So, Jerusalem, you force open the door and you walk in. It's dark and dusty in here. It looks like this small area was like a sitting room that had kind of been transformed into a bit of a lobby. So there's like a little waiting station with like 2 chairs set up and a little like desk for like a secretary or one of the apprentices. And you look and it looks like they're...
Yeah, look, I'm a rogue, not a cleric.
Yeah. And there's a hallway that goes past it and it looks like there are 5 doors in the hallway. And you're just like,
Waits in the waiting room.
You stand in the waiting room.
Like, excuse me, is anyone gonna check me in?
There are 2 doors on your left and 3 doors on your right.
Is anyone coming in with me, or is it just me?
I would say Lois is probably following after.
Yeah.
Well, do all the doors look identical?
Just about with your nat 1. Door's the door to you.
Yep.
I would like when I come in. I would like to come in and. You said there were 5 doors?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I would like to actually look at them, trying to see, like.
Mm-hmm.
Lois just kind of walks in and sees that there are 5 doors and sees just Jerusalem there, and just is like, and just kind of approaches them a little bit, like trying to look.
Yeah, roll perception.
Okay.
While he's doing that, Jerusalem's gonna open the first door on the left.
Why would you
Okay.
barely notice anything? I got an 8.
Okay, sure.
I notice more. There might be a slight difference in the color of the paint of the door or the wood, but that's it.
With an 8, you just open the first door on your right and you walk in.
Left.
I'm talking to Lois right now.
Okay.
You two split up immediately.
I didn't open any of them, though.
This is what you get with your 8. You just kind of open a door and take a look inside. Inside you see a study and private library. There are a lot of books on, like, herbalism and stuff like that. You see a glass case with some glass bottles full of red liquid.
Can I take them?
Sure, they're behind a glass case.
I'm taking them.
You smash your instrument through the glass case and just grab them, I guess?
I have so many weapons on my person right now.
Okay.
To use Aurora. I literally am carrying a warhammer.
Then narrate to me how you break the glass and get them. Don't just say, I grab them. Tell me how you do it.
Okay, so Lois sees that and sees the glass and kind of looks around. And not doing, like, just kind of asleep, like, no one for sure is in here. Didn't see anyone out there. I would say with one of the daggers, actually, because I now have 3, and I love them. Lois probably, oh god, I know exactly what he does. Using the tip, he kind of caps 5 points in a shape. That kind of point kind of seems a little distant, but then using those, he draws a star and then just kind of keeps kind of going over it until he's made a star out of the cracked glass, and then using the blunt end, using the pommel, I think.
Yeah, pommel or hilt.
But with the pommel, just breaks into a star. There's now a star hole in the glass and takes the vials.
Okay. Jerusalem, you walk into the first room on the left, you open the door, and inside you find an operating table. It looks like this is a small surgery center, or like just like an operating table or like doctor's table for bandaging up wounds or stuff, or like a surgery table if need be. You take a look around, there's an old medicine kit in here, but that's it.
Yep. I mean, I guess the medicine kit might be nice to just have on hand.
Yeah.
I'll slip it into my bag of holding. Why not?
Okay.
So, Jerusalem went left. Which way did Lois go?
Lois went through the first door on the right. Jerusalem went through the first door on the left.
I'll go straight then.
Sure. You walk
The middle door, I guess.
You walk down further down the hallway. There's one more door on your left and 2 doors on your right, Kaya.
Oh. I'll do the one all the way at the end.
You open up the door. It looks like this is the large bedroom for the on-site doctor.
And the doctor's not in there?
No, there is no doctor inside his bedroom.
I guess I'll roll to see if I can find anything in there. Like a notebook.
You can play as much D&D as you want.
I forget what they're called. A recipe for, like, potions and stuff.
Sure.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
What would that be adding?
This is perception, so that's wisdom and proficiency
Perception.
if you have it.
Well, that's a 6.
So you all three meet back in the hallway. Jerusalem is holding a medicine kit. Lois is holding 5 healing potions, and Kaya comes out with just, like, the doctor's diary. That's all you can find.
Cool. What's it say?
I mean, to be fair, that's Kaya's goal, is knowledge, so...
Yeah.
But it's not like a good diary. There's not, like, recipes or important medical knowledge.
Oh no, it's a Dear Diary
Yeah, it's
one.
just like the doctor, like, talking about his day and kind of complaining about his 2 apprentices who kind of sound like they're pieces of work.
I love it.
It's just a lot of, like, today I tried to explain to Jeremy the proper methods of binding a wounded tail, but he wouldn't have it. I hate Jeremy.
Look, if we find the doctor, I will know everything about him.
Okay. Sir William and Lavinia, what would you two like to do?
Well, I find it pretty important to leave. I feel like, I don't know, we've sufficiently mapped this area as far as...
You
the purview of our
haven't
mission.
searched all the buildings and you haven't found the deed yet. As a reminder. So you have not
Okay.
sufficiently mapped this area even a little bit, but yeah.
Well, not like this area, but like, you know, the greater area is what I'm saying.
That
It's
is true.
Could Lavinia have followed Lois?
Sure.
Is there anything Lois missed?
You'd have to roll a perception check to find out.
Could I please roll to see if I can find anything?
No! You can't play D&D!
Okay. Ooh, that's a natural 18 plus 7.
Oh.
So Lois walks out with just the 5 healing potions and feels pretty good about themselves. As they walk out, Lavinia, you're like, I bet there's probably something left in there. Lois didn't really look very hard. And you walk in, you take a quick scan, and you notice, one, this area is like the library, so it has, this is where the recipes for how to make healing potions and things would be. And you find some medical notes on like potion making and herbalism, basic alchemy. But what you also find is 4 greater healing potions.
Nice.
Oh,
Can Kaya go back? That's where Kaya wants to be.
I think because it's for the greater good of the team, I will take them.
Sure. Add that to your inventory.
4 potions of greater healing?
Mhm.
Thank you.
William, everyone has taken an action except for you. Is there something you would like to do?
2 doors we have not entered.
Okay.
Or we can get more healing potions.
You did mention a library, and that would fascinate
I will say, Lavinia cleaned out that room. She rolled like
Oh, okay.
yeah. Lavinia got high enough to see everything of import that was in there.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Would you like to hear the buildings again?
Sure.
So the major building is, of course, the chapel. You guys haven't been in there since the Braid was captured. Past the medical building, there is the parish. None of you have been inside of the parish. There's also the fairy shrine that hasn't been investigated. The dormitories, you've like kind of been inside. So there's not a lot going on over there. There's also the stables, which are abandoned. The cafeteria and the kitchen. You've been in the cafeteria, you haven't been in the kitchen. The brew house, the hen house, and then the adjacent building, which you know has storage rooms, a schoolhouse for the children, a scriptorium, and probably a major library.
Can you describe a scriptorium?
A scriptorium is the room where monks would, before printing presses were made, this is where they would write down scriptures and make Bibles, pretty much.
Okay. That sounds like a cool place to go.
Yeah. So you go there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'd like to go there.
Sir William wanders off the exact opposite direction of where everyone else goes. and enters the adjacent building, kind of looks through a couple rooms, sees the scriptorium, and heads inside. If you'd like to roll a perception check.
I would, thank you. I am very perceptive. That would be a grand total of 6.
There's like 3 desks in here that are like long, so it looks like it can fit about 6 monks. And 6 monks would sit in here and copy stuff that would be hung up on the big board that's over there. Or maybe a guy would stand up front and he would recite scripture and they would write down what he says. Maybe? You think?
Okay.
It's kind of cramped in here, and these desks are really little. You, like,
interesting.
kind of poke a desk, you dust it off a little. You're like, dang, these are really small desks. And you squeeze yourself down and you sit in the desk. The chair's really uncomfortable. You take a moment to yourself. You don't find anything.
Riley?
Yeah.
Would my natural one apply to me looking anywhere in this building now?
I will say...
would it just be better if I went and explored a different building?
Yeah, explore a different building. I'm gonna say your nat 1 is gonna apply to this building.
Yeah. So I think after Jerusalem's kind of like, well, the others are doing better at finding stuff, I'm gonna go look someplace else. I think he's also gonna go to the scriptorium, because that's where we heard there's going to be some valuable treasures there.
The scriptorium?
Wasn't that what you said last time?
No.
That there was, like, valuable art or something there?
No, you heard that there had been valuable art stored here, but it had been taken.
Ah.
So it used to be in the scriptorium.
No, it was probably spread out around the Abbey. But Jerusalem, if you want to investigate the scriptorium also, that is fine. William did get a 6.
Yeah. I'm not sure now, because that's what I thought.
There is the chapel, the parish, the adjacent room, the kitchen, the fairy shrine.
What is a parish again?
That's where the head priest lives.
Okay. And that adjacent room, we don't know anything about it yet?
The adjacent room holds, like, the schoolhouse, the scriptorium, the library, and that storage room that your stuff had been put inside. The parish hasn't been looked at, but the adjacent room has got William inside of it right now.
You know what? I'll take a look at the parish. Why not?
Sure. You step out the back door of the medical hut, and you walk over to the parish. You try the door. This door is also unlocked. You step inside. This is a building about the size of the medical hut, but, like, for one person. And it seems much nicer and tidier. If you want to roll a perception check.
Yeah. Jerusalem immediately appreciates this room a little more than the rest of the place. Like, finally, at least a little bit of acceptable living conditions. Why, though? Nat 20.
Whoa!
Nat 20?
Straight from a nat 1 to a nat 20.
Incredible. So, this building is split into 4 rooms. There's a small personal kitchen, a kind of sitting area, the abbot's personal quarters, and then, like, a small living room area. But what you notice is in the sitting room, as you're going through, you're looking at these different religious texts on Sylph. You're flipping through, like, these books and tossing them aside to the ground. As you're going, you notice something.
I would like to say he would not throw them on the ground. He'd set them back.
You set them aside, yeah.
You know, he was raised better than that.
You've been very flippant this entire time. I don't know. You're right, though. If you're setting them down, you're setting them down. But with that nat 20, what you find is the bookshelf has a false back.
Ooh.
And as you remove a panel from the false back, you find two things. The blueprint to the Abbey, so now you have a map of the place, and the deed to the Abbey.
Hell yeah.
With a nat 20 on that, I will say you read through this deed real quick, just kind of scan it. You think about the size of this area, the complex, the different buildings inside, da-da-da-da-da. You think that at one point this piece of land would have been worth 50,000 gold.
Oh.
Probably.
Oh.
Oh. And how's inflation on that?
You probably think it is worth less now because of the derelict nature that this building hasn't been
It's
used in
historical.
several hundred years. But also, you're like, it's historical, there's stuff here, you can probably make an argument. At the least, you can probably talk it back up to its original price. And if you're really good, you can make a case that it's historical. And maybe sell the deed and the land for more. Or you could keep it. Roll insight on that, actually. Let's just keep this rolling while Jerusalem is thinking about stuff.
Is that insight or is that like history or religion?
This one you're gonna need insight on.
Okay. Well, I got a 7.
Oh.
We're going on a roller coaster of rolls here.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Alright.
Cool.
I slipped the deed into my bag of holding as well. Is there anything else in the other rooms?
You do find I will let the nat 20 ride for this entire building. In the abbot's personal chambers, you find notes on this area written by the abbot. And also, with the blueprints that you have, you start to piece together what this area was for and why it was abandoned. Sylph isn't a big deity in Grayscale, so already it was a little odd that there was a large abbey built for Sylph in a nation that isn't crazy about them, and then separated from society in such a this is in the middle of a swamp. It would be a massive trek for anyone to come up here. Well, why would they do that? How would they collect followers? How would they provide service? And you realize that's kind of not what this area was for. Based on what the abbot's notes are and the blueprints you find, is this area was built over a series of catacombs that had kind of formed underneath this swamp, which is already a pretty dangerous thing. But it seems like this area was built by Sylph to protect something, because Sylph knew no one would look here because it's not... One, no one would check a grayscale area for something that belonged to Sylph. Two, it would be hard to find this area to begin with. And then three, it's hidden and protected. The thing is hidden and protected somewhere on these grounds. And so you know that this entire area was built so that Sylph could hide something very far away from Sylph's own followers, which you kind of piece together based on the notes and the blueprints of there's this series of catacombs underneath the Abbey, and you also know that there is a way into there. There's two entrances. One is through the well, which you know is fake. And two, there is an entrance into the area that is probably closer to where you want to go, in the wine cellar, which is kept underneath the kitchen. But this entire building was basically built to be a treasure chest, hidden where someone would never think to look for it, and even if they did stumble across it, they would have no idea that it was important. And so, originally, the followers of Sylph inside of Grayscale, which they call Sylph the Great Fairy Dragon, had all kind of come here and were having this small commune in society, and were basically acting as camouflage for this thing. But when the abbot figured out that there was something important underneath the abbey, the abbot realized he had blown the cover and the purpose of the mystery box had been ruined. The whole purpose of having the temple here was to make sure that, it acted as a camouflage, and now he knew, and he realized having someone that knows about the secret underground ruins the point of having people here. And so he realized it would be safer for the thing that Sylph was trying to hide if everyone left and everyone forgot about the building entirely. So he basically shut down the Abbey, turned everyone away, scattered off everyone, and then he basically wrote, I'm gonna wander off somewhere and die and make sure no one knows what I know. Because the thing that is hidden down here is so important that me knowing about it has already compromised its existence.
Okay.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. I'd like to make one more check. I think this would be religion, or maybe insight, based off what I'm reading. Is the thing that's being protected really here to be, protected or to be contained? Because we've heard about the fiend or demon underneath the temple, so Jerusalem kind of wants to check if this was
This can be religion or insight. You can kind of get this information from two ways, and I'll let you kind of decide which way you want to come at it, based on what numbers are better for you.
I mean, they're both wisdom, so
Okay.
they're both...
Insight would be kind of understanding the scenario you're in. Religion would be kind of piecing together the nature of the object based on what the abbot wrote down in his, secret notes that he hid. We kind of breezed past this, but, you found this with a nat 20. I had, this stuff, it was very well hidden.
Yeah, and that's why Jerusalem is kind of, wanting to check, because it's it's one thing to hide treasure, but it's another thing to, say, banish a demon and have other people uncover it. So that's why Jerusalem's gonna check. I think it's gonna be insight, because Jerusalem doesn't really know anything about Sylph. So.
Yeah, sure.
I got a 13.
You're thinking about it. There's a cult here. Probably the fiends are something summoned by the cult. It seemed like Sylph wouldn't go through all this trouble if it was bad. It seems like it would probably be important. Sylph would have done this for something Sylph liked, more than something Sylph didn't like. And there are easier ways and safer ways to seal up a demon.
Okay. It's good to know, though.
Yeah.
But there is something evil down there.
Yeah, but Jerusalem's well, if they summon that later, we're not gonna get in trouble with Sylph. So, having a guild member that is aligned to Sylph is kind of you do gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, that nat 20 got you a lot of important stuff that I thought you just were never gonna find out about.
Yeah, but I love lore. I love it.
I'm glad. Thank you.
I have a question. Is this all things that you would relay to Kaya later?
Oh yeah. He'll probably explain a lot of it when he comes back and shows them the map and
Great.
stuff.
Because I'm taking notes for Kaya's journal.
Okay. It seems like you guys have looted most of the important buildings. There's still a couple buildings you could go inside and take a look around. But now you guys know how to go down into the catacombs and face the final boss, and with that, which way is safer, as opposed to the well, which, the white messengers had been tossed down inside to be fed to the fire-breathing crocodile they have down there.
It was cute. It was fine. It
Yeah.
was totally a fire-breathing crocodile. It was fine.
It was like a salamander crocodile.
Yeah, just like a small forest drake.
No complaints.
Yeah.
Lavinia would like to, if there's an opportunity, check out the mushrooms that were on the shrine, if that's in our line of path.
Absolutely.
She remembers that they were kind of interesting before, but we were
Mhm.
fighting.
Yeah. So you head over there, Lavinia, and you see the fairy shrine, which are these like bushes that are organized around what had once been a small circle of mushrooms, like a fairy circle. But you can see black mushrooms are kind of growing out and kind of choking out the smaller, like green or white mushrooms. There's like these nasty black and purple fungus that are like kind of coming out and swallowing up the original small fairy circle.
Oh. Does it mean anything to me?
Roll religion if you yeah.
Ooh, that's a natural 19 plus 5.
Your rolls.
Lavinia's killing it.
Dude, I'm gonna give this one a kiss.
Well, you think immediately this fairy circle has probably been desecrated. This was probably once a small little shrine to Sylph, or one of Sylph's, like, archfey that kind of answered to Sylph. But whatever it was, it's not that now. Part of the desecration of this area and part of, like, the de-hallowing of it involved ruining this fairy shrine. But the thing is, there's still a fairy circle here. It's just not to Sylph. Like, someone has, like, grown up new mushrooms in a circle so that there's an active fairy shrine here, but it's like they changed the number, pretty much. You can't dial Sylph with this anymore.
It's been appropriated?
It's been reappropriated, yes, exactly.
Okay, that's odd. So I'll just sort of wonder who it might be phoning. Plus something about black mushrooms.
You got a 19?
You want to step inside it?
I got a 24.
With a 24, you know all the moth symbology around here. Like, this is the cult of Ropalocerix. Which is a big, like, kind of insect moth demon. He's the prince of, like, deceit and lies, in a way. He's a demon of beautiful promises that turn out to be toxic and bad, and, like, he lures you in with something beautiful and then gets you. That's, like, his whole thing, and this appears to be a cult organized to him. The thing about that is, Ropalocerix is a demon lord, not a fae. Which means that the cult of Ropalocerix either didn't do this, or are working alongside someone that is, like, are working with fae creatures. Fae creatures are answering to Ropalocerix, or working with Ropalocerix somehow. Like, this demon cult is somehow mixed up with fairies, and that's interesting.
Cross-cultural cult.
Yeah, there seems to be some sort of cross-pollination there.
How dare you?
I do a little dance in my DM chair. With all that, you do know it's still a functioning shrine. Just not to, Sylph.
Okay.
Step inside the circle.
I would.
I'm sorry, don't do that.
Never.
That's a very bad idea.
Lavinia is not going to step in.
You know, while you're at it, why don't you whistle in the middle of the night?
Why don't you just give out your name? You know.
My true name?
Yeah, your true name. Not a fake one. Your real one.
I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
No.
Yeah. Maybe say Ropalocerix's name 3 times.
In a bathroom with the lights off.
Mom, here! Go get you! It's me, Ropalocerix. I'm in your mirror.
It's canon, that's how he sounds.
I'm a big moth man.
I think you might have gotten him mixed up with Rumpelstiltskin.
It's me, Ropalocerix. I'm so hot, but I'm also like a 17-foot tall moth creature.
You sound exactly like Beetlejuice.
What's that about?
Yeah.
Reality. None of that is canon.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm just imagining someone going into their bathroom saying Bloody Mary 3 times, and then Beetlejuice pops into the bathroom.
Hey.
It's like, oh wait, wrong one.
Ah!
It's bad. It's very bad. Is there anywhere we haven't explored yet?
Yeah. You've gotten the parish, the medical hall, the fairy shrine, the dormitories. So there's still the kitchen, the wine cellar, The scriptorium really hasn't been looked at. The library and the chapel.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
So, you where do you think Lois would be able to find any documents whatsoever pertaining to the Obscura or something? That face, the eye thingy, the eye.
Obscura.
Yes, that.
Roll insight, Lois.
Damn, I don't have that good. That's a dirty 20.
Nice.
So, the Obscura are kind of here on, like, 2 jobs. One, they are acting as bodyguards and protectors of the cult of Robolosarix. The cult hired them to kind of act as muscle and keep the Abbey safe. But also, they've been messing with, Jerusalem's uncle. They've been keeping Jerusalem's uncle from making moves in Shadowhorn. Which was one of the reasons you were called to Shadowhorn, was to kind of take care of them. Well, job accomplished, sort of.
So long ago.
Yeah. But, yeah, after this, you still have to go to Shadowhorn and meet up with your uncle.
Jerusalem's gonna got so many things to gripe about when he meets them.
Hey, Tony, we did your dirty work.
Yeah.
We didn't do anything.
The Obscura are sleeping with the fishes. Well, not the fishes. We were sleeping with the fishes, but then the fishes left.
Some of the Obscura are sleeping with the fishes now.
Anyway, let's go assassinate a political leader.
Wait, aren't there more Obscura in Shadowhorn, though? I thought this was just a small faction of it.
Yeah, this was a little group hired by the cult.
The Obscura is a large group made out of multiple cells, from what Scum told you, and kind of what, like, Vakomsha implied and what Scum talked to you about. You don't know if there's more in Shadowhorn or not. Vakomsha left. He said he had business to take care of. He took off. He's not here anymore. Maybe he's in Shadowhorn.
Yeah.
This wasn't their spot, right? Like, they had dormitories and stuff here, but it seems like the person in charge that knows what's going on isn't here, wouldn't have left any documentation here. This isn't, like, their house. This is like, some co-workers' spot that they were looking after. Also, you don't think Vakomsha is stupid enough to, like, lay out a list of all of his cell operatives. You could wait until Vakomsha came back, or maybe the fish people came back, or you could try and talk to Scum a bit more about what that would be like, but you don't think you're going to find anything directly about the rest of the Obscura here.
Okay. Makes sense. So I feel like Scum.
Yeah. You head over to Scum. Scum is kind of sitting outside near the stables, with Mirage, and Barkley has been watching them while the rest of you all explored and kind of rooted around. Barkley says, "Oh, hello, Lois. Have you found what Sylph sent us here to find?"
I have not. I actually have a question for these.
Sure thing. Ask away. They are very sullen, but they should comply.
And Lois crouches down and goes, "So, the Obscura's been here for a while. Yes, like been an organization, so to speak."
Not that long.
How long would you say?
Couple of months, maybe?
Then how old is that symbol on that you all wear?
Symbol's been around for ages, years? I don't know. The Obscura is an old organization. It's been pretty much around as long as I can remember.
Alright.
These guild shit, man.
Did Vakomsha start it?
Scum shrugs.
Was there ever a change of leadership or something?
Scum shrugs. look, we're not exactly in communication with the other cells or anything. We do what Vakomsha asks us to do, well, tells us to do. And even if I wanted to talk to the other guy, the other group we're here with are weird, creepy fish people. I don't speak their language.
That I can give you.
I know it's good for me.
Well, then, a different question. I know you said you do what Vikumsha tells you. Have you ever encountered, I would honestly say, a woman who looks somewhat like me?
A woman that looks like you. Scum is gonna look at you and squint, and Scum is gonna roll. I'm gonna roll two things. I'm gonna do it over here.
What?
Don't worry about it. I'm doing it in secret. I'm rolling dice. I'm doing maths. I'm looking at my timelines.
I don't like that you're doing math. I know you don't voluntarily do math unless it's something.
It's true.
I know you too well.
I see a lot of people that look like you.
What does that mean?
Suddenly offended.
What?
You're human. You're kind of pinkish. They got all sorts up at Libitina.
I know that. I'm from there.
Oh, well, there you go.
Ugh. And Lois turns to Mirage and goes, "Are you the same? Have the same experiences? I don't know."
Mirage looks at you and kind of squints and goes, I might know something.
And what would you want for that information to be shared?
Get us out of these restraints. Let us go. Don't ever come looking for us ever again. Don't even think about us. Let us go. Give us our stuff back too, actually.
First and foremost, you're not getting this site.
Also, you'd have to go find Jerusalem to get Scum stuff back.
Except for the ooze dagger. Kaya has that.
I have your stuff, point of stuff. Along with that, I don't think that I'm, as you say, also hired, and I don't really have the jurisdiction at the moment to do that. I'm asking...
Then say we got away. We escaped.
Oh,
We won't tell anyone.
it's not like we're planning on killing you after this all goes down. That was never the plan. Jeesh. It really wasn't.
And I guess we don't have a deal.
I'll talk to Jerusalem and see what he thinks. I have my own personal matters to investigate in regards to this, but I do have a temple I have to help with. And Lois's face at talking about that is just very tiresome. Sorry, one moment. Denali decided he's in a playful mood.
While Reese is stepping away, is there anything else anyone would like to do?
Yeah, you said there was the... I either want to go to the chapel or the library. We're going to the chapel last anyway, right, though?
The entrance to the catacombs is in the wine cellar, which is underneath the kitchen.
Cellar.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you don't know that we're not. So.
Yeah, Jerusalem hasn't yet to relay that information.
That's true. Both probably have such good information. It's Kaya. I'm going to the library.
Okay. You head over to the adjacent building. You enter into the library. There are rows and rows of old bookshelves filled with old books, all covered in dust. in the room adjacent to you, you can hear William kind of like struggling to crawl out of a desk he wedged himself into.
Oh no. I'm trying to think of how I want to phrase this.
Yeah, like, tell me what you're, like, looking for and what you're doing.
Okay, would I be able to tell the difference between old books that were already here and new books that have been brought recently?
Yes, that would be pretty clear.
Okay, can I just, like, skim, like, get a gist of what type of books were originally here and what type of books have been brought in, so I can kind of, like, get a gist of what the new cult is about and what it originally was?
Sure, roll investigation or religion.
I have religion. I'm rolling so poorly. That's a 9.
It's weird, right? Because the sylph stuff has, like, butterfly symbology, but the Ropaloceric stuff has moth symbology. And sometimes those look a lot alike. So you're just going through books, and some books are dusty and some books are not dusty, but they all kind of have insects on the front, and you open up one book and it's like, gather the berries, and you're like, okay, and you open up the other book and it's like, gather the berries, and you're like, all right, these are probably the same, and you put them together, and you open up a third book and it's like, draw the blood, and you're like, that's probably not right, and you put that in the other hand, and then you take out another book and it's like, mix the berries into the blood, and you're like, this could be either of them. And you just kind of wander around until you have a collection of 3 stacks of books. One you're pretty sure is Sylph, one you're pretty sure is Ropalocerix, and a third stack of books could be either, really.
That cool, helpful. I got more information from Jerusalem's thing than I did mine.
Y'all are not rolling good. Except for...
Okay, but that was immediately after a nat 1.
Yeah.
Y'all are not rolling good. William, is there anything else you'd like to do?
Can't think of anything.
Okay. Is there anything anyone else would like to do, or are you ready to head downstairs?
I can't check out the chapel, can I?
Does anyone else want to check out the chapel with, Kaya?
I'll say Jerusalem's like on his way back and he sees Kaya and maybe they decide to join up.
Yeah, Kaya sorts through a few books and is like, this isn't getting me anywhere. Puts them all back.
Yeah.
You head into the chapel with Jerusalem. You two walk in, and it's again the building that you all woke up inside. It's this big kind of derelict chapel. There used to be like spots on the walls that like were stained glass windows, but they're broken. There are probably some awnings where the art had been hung, but those are gone now. Old crumbling pews. There's a big there's a big raised platform at the front with like a stand for the preacher, and on the altar in front of the stage, pinned to it, is a massive, like humongous, monstrous moth. That has kind of been like
still there.
Yeah, killed as an offering.
Yeah, can I go to the moth offering and roll
The mothering, if you
the
will.
mothering and do a check on it to see like what kind of offering it was, why it was killed, if they worship moths, or specifically the demon moth.
Sure.
It's a 17?
17 religion?
Yeah.
On this moth altar?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, the followers of Sylph don't sacrifice giant insects to Sylph. Sylph doesn't want giant insects. That's silly. This is probably some sort of scapegoat ritual done of like maybe they are sacrificing this moth to Ropalocerix as a sign of like, hey, Ropalocerix, we see you. This is for you, buddy. Have a moth. Or other way around, like I said, it could be a scapegoat ritual in the sense of that, like, moth folk have been created recently by Sylph. And so maybe the, like, moth folk are sacrificing moths instead of themselves as, like, a symbol of giving up moth folk lives to Ropelocerix? You are not in the cult, so you don't know the specifics.
Yeah.
But what you can get is that, like, either moths are something Ropelocerix asks for specifically, or the moth folk are sacrificing the moths because of their kinship with them, and it is like a similar thing. It is sacrificing something akin to yourself instead of yourself, as a, like, you
Representation.
are representing yourself. Yes, you are killing a moth representing yourself for your scary bug god.
Okay. Interesting. What are you doing, Jerusalem, while I'm sniffing this moth?
You're sniffing it?
Looking at you a little weird. I'm gonna say this is where Jerusalem was probably explaining a lot of the stuff, like what he found, how we're gonna get down into the catacombs, because, he's only got 2 members, Lois and Kaya, and Kaya's kind of the whole reason they're still sticking around to clear this place out, so...
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's just filling her in. I will also make a perception check just to look around while I'm doing that. Because, he's gonna come in here, might as well see what else is available.
You can multitask.
Well, apparently I can't. I got that one. I'm too distracted, just trying to explain everything.
You not want again?
Yeah.
You're rifling through all the documents and the notes and the blueprint and the deed you have and trying to explain all this to Kaya as Kaya kind of clip-clops around the moth. And the thing that really weirds you out is she leans down to sniff it. And you kind of lose track of what you were talking about.
I was joking!
Magic circle.
You kind of you run out of steam and you're just left there holding your documents, watching Kaya kind of sniff a moth.
Look, I gotta get up close and personal. Gotta figure this out.
Yeah.
Okay, in Jerusalem's opinion, I came back to learning, like, I had to leave for a moment. I came back to learning Kaya was sniffing a moth, and I was just like, what the hell?
Ew, I was joking!
She looks up at everyone and she's like, it's still fresh.
It's those horse senses.
Look, she's just thinking real hard.
Okay, but, like, that's what I came back to, me, Reese. So, like...
It's like how archaeologists will lick bones.
Yeah!
2 nat 1s. Wow.
Ooh, yeah, and a nat 20. That is both a very good and a very
Get them
bad
all
die.
out now before you go down and you fight the big bad.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we still need to end this quest tonight.
Yes, please.
I am helpless! You're the players! You decide where you go and when, at what speeds.
Yeah, I think Kaya's done here. I think Kaya checked out everything she wants to.
Yeah, I guess they head back to the others, to tell the others that, we found the entrance. Or, we know where the entrance is.
Oh, good. Lavinia says, before we go down there, do you think we should maybe distribute some of our helpful things?
That would be nice.
Lois goes, I'm going to keep some of them on my person because from prior experience, we've gone down a few times mid-fight, and having these right then and there are a little bit better.
Yes. It's standard practice in our organization that each person has, as long as we have to distribute at least 1 potion so that whoever's closest can help. So I have 4. I would like to...
5, that's 9.
I'm gonna look at who should I give them to.
I have 5. They're nothing special, just healing potions, but it's better than nothing.
So there's 5 people, and you have...
I'm going to give one to Sir William, and I'm going to keep one for
course.
myself. So
So you have 2... Oh! Yeah, and there's 2 people, and Lois is hoarding the rest.
I'm keeping most of them because someone, not gonna name any names, and he goes in the direction towards Jerusalem.
Well, if you want to disperse it 1-to-1, that would be enough for you, Justin, me, and Jerusalem.
okay, I will do that.
That was a greater health potion?
Yeah.
Yes. One greater potion of healing to William and did you say Kaya and Jerusalem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lois has 5.
Because someone needs to make sure that
Look, if you gave Jerusalem 2 and Jerusalem went down, you could still go over there, grab them from his sack.
Don't worry, guys. Now Lois can be a healer.
Yeah, I was actually going to be like, I think this is a good plan, because Lois, out of all of us, is the least likely to get close to anyone.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Voice is like, I'm keeping them because that one goes down first, and he's not gonna
Question.
distribute himself a potion. Thank you.
Do health potions have to be consumed, or can you just splash someone?
You have to consume it. You cannot splash
Okay.
someone. Otherwise, people would just be yeeting health potions at each other from 50 feet away.
Splash potion of
Like a
healing.
Molotov cocktail, just like
What's the broken glass damage?
Kaya's now thinking about a health potion that can be absorbed through skin.
But that's what I'm saying. Is that's why Lois is like, I'll keep these here because a certain someone has inadequate aptitude. And Lois is going to keep it at that, but very pointedly looking at Jerusalem.
Barkley just quietly goes, "Why are you bragging about not being a good support? I don't understand. It's your job to keep the rain from falling over." No.
Damn!
No, that is not it, because I have many times healed that mother from dire. You cannot say that.
No, Barkley wouldn't say that. I'm being silly. Did I give you guys a short rest?
No.
No.
Okay. Just making sure.
Does this count?
This does not count as a short rest. Y'all were walking
You
around.
have to actually be napping.
Okay, then we did not have a short rest.
Can we take a short rest?
You can if you want, yeah.
I would like to do that.
Yeah, after they all, like, separate their things, Jerusalem's like, actually, considering there's no danger of anyone leaving or anything, do you think it'd be best if we perhaps took a bit of a break before heading in, make sure we're all refreshed?
Yes, actually.
Get back some abilities, get your health refilled.
Yeah, how do short rests work again?
Okay. Short rest is when you take a break for about half hour to an hour or so. I think the canonical thing is like you have to rest for an hour. I think sometimes I let it be half an hour depending on the campaign. During this short rest, all of your temporary hit points will go away that you had. You can regenerate health, but to do so you have to roll your hit die. Everyone has a number of hit die equal to their level, and everyone has different sized hit die based on your class, which is what you roll when you level up to gain more health. So, for instance, Sir William has 4d10 he can roll, whereas Lois has 4d6 or 4d8, I forget.
Now, you only refill your hit die after a long rest,
And
right?
you only refill half of your hit die on a long rest.
Because I already used up all my hit die on the last short rest that we did.
Yeah, and I didn't take note of how many I used. I don't think I used all of them, but I don't know how many I used.
Wish that had been the thing you guys had kept track of.
Okay. I know I didn't use all of them, so I'm just gonna roll 1 hit die.
Okay.
I kept track, and I can't do anything.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you,
don't-
Rowan.
And it's hit die of nothing else.
Yeah, your hit die, and of course...
Do you know how many
yeah.
you used, Reese?
No, I know I didn't use all of them though because Lois didn't get hit that bad.
Yeah. I'll say everyone can use 1 hit die if you're not sure.
You got hit bad. We were all at 1 HP, Lois.
Yeah, I know, but I have 8. I get 8 through it.
We weren't all at 1 HP when we did the
Yeah.
the last short rest, though, because that was when we were in the bunk. You were getting ready to bust out and get our stuff.
Yeah, you heal by doing this. You don't automatically regenerate.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I was saying. We were back up to full health after we got basically killed.
No, we weren't.
No, we weren't?
We were at 1 HP. We had to regenerate them doing the short rest.
Right, that was what it was.
Again, I don't have as high as you do, Kaya. So even 2, maybe 3 is like fine.
I'll say if you're unsure about how much you have 1 hit die. William and Lavinia haven't taken a short rest yet, so they should have full hit die, I believe.
Yeah, I just don't remember because it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. We did take a forced hiatus for a bit there.
Yeah. You are at 20 right now, so I think you used at least 3
Yeah.
All right,
to
so
get you almost to max.
yeah, 1 works. So at is it plus or constant?
It's plus your con, yeah.
Oh, good. We get to add our con to it.
That doesn't give me a lot right now, but I'll take it.
Wow.
I just thought in my case it subtract my con.
Oh no.
Maybe you should have thought of that when you made yourself have really bad experience.
I've never played a D&D game with a character that has negative con, and truly, I think Jerusalem has rolled death saves in every single fight.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Guys, I'm at full health now.
William, you are at 32 hit points. Do you want to roll hit die?
I already rolled 1.
Okay. How much health are you at now?
So I'm at 40 now.
Fantastic.
You have 40?
Jerusalem, you don't have any. Kaya's at full. Barkley is at full. Lavinia, do you want to roll hit die?
I did. I'm at full 36. I was only down 2.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, beefy druid. Like God intended. Okay.
Which god?
All of them. They all love druids. It's canonical.
Bias.
No, all gods love druids. All druids go to heaven.
Best class, blessed class. That is true, Riley, because all druids can become dog.
It's true.
It's true.
It's a cheat way, but you know what?
Yeah, all dogs go to
Yeah.
heaven, all druids can become gods, so all druids go to heaven.
All druids can become god also.
No, dog!
Yeah, you said God, but that's cool.
I cast shape change on myself and become the DM.
Wait, that's an option?
No, it's super not. Anyway. Okay. End of short rest. Barkley says, I will stay up here and keep a watch on Scum and Mirage while you all go down.
Oh, we don't want to bring them.
I feel like I would be a liability. More than anything.
No.
If I had to mathematically calculate how powerful I am compared to the rest of you, I would say I am half of your power. At best.
Riley's like, you guys don't need any more help down there. I don't want to run an NPC fighting.
He doesn't want Barkley to die.
No, you're right. I don't want Barkley to die.
You know what? If you would like me to come, I can come. But then no one is watching the prisoners.
No, I thought we were bringing the prisoners with us.
If we want to bring them, we can.
No, I'm not gonna trust them to be fighting next to us.
Alright, fair.
Then we should leave them up here, and someone should watch them. I volunteer.
Yes, Barkley, you may watch them.
I swear to God, if y'all don't leave him up here, I will kill him.
Barkley's just like, I'm glad you came to that conclusion, all on your own, Jerusalem.
Jerusalem goes, and Barkley, don't let them negotiate with you or anything, alright?
I will not.
Thank you.
Scum rolls her eyes in the background.
We love you, Barkley.
Mark Experience listeners, it's end credits time. I know you love hearing this part, but I like to remind you guys that you can find us on Tumblr, Instagram, and even TikTok. And if you like to buy the music, you can buy it all at markexperience.bandcamp.com. We also have a constantly growing collection of merch at redbubble.com/people/mark-experience, where you can buy posters and shirts and stickers and all that. If you want to support your favorite editor and musician, you can head over to my Ko-fi account at ko-fi.com/Jamie Remy. That's spelled JAMIEREMY. Mark Experience can be located basically anywhere podcasts exist now, so you can listen wherever's easiest. See you next episode!